Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. And thank you guys so much for showing up on this special Friday morning training. I know it was short notice, but I appreciate you guys coming on the webinar. Today we have Sean Smith from Imprev. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kevin?
We're doing fantastic over here. And so Sean is going to be helping us understand exactly what we do with our new Imprev marketing system. So we're going to do it's going to be a basic overview today. We will be doing subsequent trainings where we'll go a little bit more in depth on some of the stuff. So Sean, if you are ready, why don't you take it away? And we are very excited to hear what you have to say.
Sounds good, Kevin. Thanks. I am excited that we can be offering this service to Alta Realty Group. With that being said, let's kind of get into the service that we're kind of offering and some of the features that that your agents can utilize with our service. So, everyone should be able to see my screen, hopefully. If you're looking at my screen now, you'll kind of see that I have an email open in my Gmail account. You guys might have some questions about, what is Imprev? What do they offer? And the main thing that we offer is something called automation. And what automation is it's marketing materials for the life of your listing. And what that means is anytime you make a listing active in your MLS, within 24 hours, you can expect to see an email very similar to this show up in your inbox with links to marketing materials. So you're not going to have to do anything to make the marketing materials. They're going to be automatically made for you. And once you have that listing, put in an active state, you just wait, 24 hours, check your email. You should see an email exactly like this.
Fantastic. So really, why this is important is because we want you guys selling. We don't want you guys worrying about creating the marketing materials. We know that it is a struggle. So this is a way to have everything done at your fingertips, automated.
Correct. Going a little bit deeper into the email, I'll just open up a few examples. As Kevin said near the start, this is kind of going to be just a brief overview of what we do. There will be later sessions where we kind of get into the nitty-gritty of things. But we'll take a look at a few of the marketing pieces that I'll open up, a website, a flyer, and a postcard. And I can just kind of show you some examples. So here's our website design. This is what it kind of looks like. And you'll see, there's area for price, there's area for description, that the logo is going to show up. There's going to be this button here that says view property photos, and that'll kind of show all the photos for the listing here, that sort of thing. So that's kind of how the website's laid out. Here's an example of the flyer, and then here's an example of the postcard. The nice thing about the printable pieces that we make is, if you're looking here, you'll see that up in the upper right hand corner, if you use any web browser, it might be different depending on what web browser you use, but if you use Chrome, you'll see you have the options to download the postcard or the flyer and print the postcard or flyer directly from the link, so you don't have to go anywhere. Again, it's just a nice time saver, a nice convenient thing where you don't really have to do much to be able to print or download the marketing pieces, right?
Nice. And so it just downloads it as a PDF, right?
Correct. Yes, these are all kind of the links link directly to a PDF. So kind of you can kind of see here at the top here where it says .pdf. So yeah, it'll download as a PDF for all the printable pieces. For the digital pieces, not so much because they're not PDFs. But
right. So the printable stuff, guys, you can download that as a PDF and send that directly to your local printer.
Correct. Okay.
And 1 second, Keith is asking a question. So he placed a listing on the MLS 2 days ago, and he's not received anything on it yet. So there is a couple of things that we're still working out with. The way that these listings get pulled from the MLS is through ListHub. And we've had I won't say a little, we've had a lot of trouble trying to get the ListHub accounts synced up properly. As you guys know, we have over 13 boards that we're members of. So we are still working out some of those kinks. So Keith, I will work with you one-on-one. Sean and I will help you make sure that we get your feed going into the ML or going into ListHub, which will populate your Imprev account.
For sure. Yeah, we're still kind of in the setup process for your company. So, some people may not be receiving their materials yet, but we're working on it.
Absolutely.
One other thing I wanted to mention about the email is if you look near the bottom, there's these two links. One says do more, one says get help. Do more button is going to, if you've already signed into your Imprev account in the past, we have a standalone platform where you can access all the marketing materials and make edits. If you've accessed that account in the past, you can just click on this link and it's going to automatically log you in like so. So, you don't need to figure out how to log in, that sort of thing, once you've logged in once. So,
great. And then Sean, also, as you know, many of the agents received, their welcome email because their stuff is getting populated through ListHub.
Yes.
Some of our agents have not. And so if an agent has not received their welcome, what do we do?
I will cover that very shortly.
Okay, you got it, buddy.
As soon as I cover the last link here, which is the Get Help link, and I'll probably cover this at the end too, but this leads to our FAQs. So if you have any questions, you can probably find the answer here. There's also our phone number in the top if you need to give us a call for any questions. Maybe you don't have time to look through all these links and figure out what, where the answer to your question is. So you can just give us a call and we can help out that way too. Back to going back to what Kevin said about people that may not have had an account created yet. There is a way to create an account. Do you want me to kind of go through the process of just making an account for how an agent would manually do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that'd be helpful.
Okay, cool. So the way that if you guys don't have an account, it means you won't be receiving that email because anyone who receives that email will have an account in our system. If you need to manually make an account, you can go to marketing.imprev.net. So marketing.imprev.net. And that'll lead you to the login screen here, where you can either log in or you can create an account. If you click on this Create New Account button, it's going to ask you for some information. So the reference code is a code for a specific office. For Alta Realty Group specifically, it is LAARG. And then when you enter that in, it's going to let you select an account plan for free. So it says right here, LAARG, $0. So you can select that. And then you can just fill in all the information that you want to appear on your profile, your email address, your first name, last name, the password. How did you hear about Imprev? You can actually leave this blank. You don't need to fill in any information here. The email address you want to use on your account, this is important. You'll want to make sure it is the same email address that is being associated with your listings in your MLS. The way that our system kind of matches up your listings to the correct account is via email address. So if you use a different email address than what's being used in your MLS when you create the account, then when you do have an active listing, our system's going to kind of look for the email address that we're receiving from the MLS and see that no email address matches, and we're going to create a duplicate account for you. So that's no good.
No.
So yeah, you'll want to make sure you use the correct email address here. But that's kind of the process. I can go through. This may not work because I already have that email address, but let's try this. Okay, so that's kind of the process of creating an account. Again, didn't have to do much, just
easy.
Email address, first name, last name, password. Then you can just click on the login button and enter your information now.
Very cool.
And you should be able to get into your new account. That's nice.
Theoretically, right?
Right. Did I even do as my password? This is a good thing. So let's see what happens if you forget your password. So you can click on this link. It'll ask you for your email address right here. You can just enter it in, and then it's going to send you an email with a password reset link.
Easy deal.
Let's actually try and do that. I don't know if I ignore all my other emails.
That's quite hard. Pictures of cats, all the good stuff, right?
Right. I don't have anything yet. But ideally, no, not anything yet. But ideally, you'd get a password, you'd log into your account. So some technical difficulties on my side. Luckily, I'm already signed into my account here, so
that works.
Act like we're signed in. So this is what our platform looks like. again, I'm going to try and be pretty brief. I don't want to take up too much of anyone's time here. So there's a few things that you can do in the platform standalone, and then it also works in conjunction with automation. So if you ever have any projects that are automatically created, and you want to edit them, like let's say, the postcard includes 2 pictures of the outside of the house right here, and you want to change one to maybe show off the kitchen or the bedroom or, whatever. You can go into your account and you can swap the photos around. We will pull all the photos from your MLS, but the photos that are used are kind of the first ones that get sent to us from either List Hub or your MLS. So let's say you want to swap photos around, you can check your projects and you'll see that there's going to be a folder that's named the address of your listing, and you can click on that folder and you can see all the projects in here, and you'll be able to edit any of them. So if you want to edit the postcard, you can click on it.
And Sean, real quick, the link again is marketing.imprev.net, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. So I've posted that in the chat, you guys. I'll also have that in the on the replay. I'll make sure that that's in the info area of the YouTube video. So, and of course, if you have trouble, just contact me. We'll make sure we get you to the right spot.
Right. Okay. So back to where I was. Okay.
And yes, Bill Morgner asked, yes, LAARG is the account type.
LAARG, that is correct. Sorry, I kind of went over that pretty quickly.
Oh, no, that's perfect. Thank you, Bill, for clarifying.
Cool. So if you want to edit anything, again, you can find the folder of the address, click on that, and then find what piece you want to edit. Like if it's a postcard, you can just click on the postcard, and then there's this edit button here in the upper right-hand corner, and you can edit it. And this kind of brings you to the editing screen or the creation screen. If you're creating a piece, you'll see up near the top there's a little timeline here, and you can click on whatever section that you want to edit. Like let's say you want to swap the photos around, you can click on photos, and then kind of swap them around. If it's going to be photos that are pulling from the MLS, you can click on this button here, which is the replace button.
Oh wow!
Project photos, and this will show all the photos from the MLS, so you can kind of just select whatever photo you want to swap out like that. Then just make sure you click the save button, and that's kind of how you swap a photo around. And then you can also edit any of the text here. So that's kind of how you'd edit a project. One thing to mention is we do update nightly from your MLS. So like if you make any changes to the listing in your MLS, then the changes are going to be automatically applied to your marketing materials. So there's 2 ways to kind of edit things in our system. One is the manual option, which I kind of just showed with the photo there. The second is to update the information in your MLS. And then within 24 hours of when you updated the information in your MLS, the marketing materials are going to automatically update. So
wow,
it's kind of redundant if you need to update it in your MLS and then also need to update it on the marketing materials. That doesn't save you much time. So
nope.
We'll pull it from the MLS and we'll update it that way too. It just kind of depends if you need to get the update. Like if you want to get a postcard out immediately, you probably need to manually edit it. But if you're fine with waiting 24 hours to get a postcard or a flyer out, then you can just update it in your MLS and expect the links to be updated within 24 hours.
That's amazing.
It's pretty nice, if I don't say so.
Streamlining the processes, which we like.
Right. Okay, so that's that. This is kind of the project section. There's a design section, which is kind of standalone. And this is like if you want to make just a one-off piece, for example. Let's hide this real quick. Like let's say, so there's a few things that you can do in the design section. One is like if you have a listing that isn't quite active yet, and you want to get marketing materials out, you can go into our platform and just make something beforehand.
Right.
So you can kind of go in, click on flyer, and then see all of the different types of flyers that we have available. And we do have, quite a lot. So maybe you want to use a different design layout for this listing or something like that. You can kind of go through, choose what flyer you want, and then just click on it and then select it here.
And yeah, that's great, Sean, too, because Keith and Anda, they had a question. They like to produce marketing materials prior to putting the listing on the MLS. So, for them, maybe, some of the automation is not going to be exactly what they want. So this is how you guys would do that, Keith and Anda. You guys would come in here, create the marketing materials prior to it being on the MLS, and then that way you'll be able to handle that.
Exactly.
And so you can do the one-page website. You can do everything prior to the MLS upload, correct?
Yes, correct. So if you go into designs, you'll be able to choose any of the designs. So this is one way to create marketing pieces. This is kind of if you just want to create like 1 or 2 pieces. And then there's the other option, which is the listings tab. I'll kind of skip ahead to this real quick. And in the listings tab, you're going to see all of your listings that we're pulling from your MLS here. But like, for example, if you want to create a whole kit before the listing is active, before we're pulling it into our system, you'll see this create new listing button up here at the top. And you can just enter all of your information here. You can just copy and paste it directly from the MLS. Price 500,000, bedrooms, bathrooms, add photos, all that good stuff. Once the listing is complete, it's going to show here. So, for example, this is one that I manually created, the 1234 Main Street. I don't have any listings in an MLS anywhere, so. So, if you look on the right-hand side here, you'll see where it says there's a Manage button.
Okay.
And when you click on that, you're going to see these 3 buttons up in the top right. There's View Projects, Create Project, and Create Marketing Kit. So if you want to create a whole marketing kit for a listing that isn't quite active yet, you can click on this button, and this will generate the whole automation kit. It'll generate a flyer, a postcard, a website, a Facebook post, a virtual tour video, and an e-postcard, just like that. So I clicked on it. Now the system's automatically creating all of these pieces for me. I don't have to go in and manually add information to each piece. Just one button and that's it. And then you'll see that all the projects have been created. You'll see I now have duplicates of everything in here.
Got it.
So that's kind of how that works. If you want to create a whole kit, we call it the easy button, right? So you just
I love easy buttons.
Click on the Create Marketing Kit, hit that, and then you're done. So
amazing.
That's kind of how the listings tab works there. And then you'll also be able to see all of your listings that are automatically pulling in too. So it's kind of helpful to see, I want to check on a listing. I'm not sure if I got the marketing materials for yet. Let me check my listings tab. It's kind of a good resource to go to there. Sure. So campaigns. So Alta Realty Group has signed up for campaigns for the whole company. So agents don't have to pay for campaigns, which is pretty awesome of Alta.
Yeah, this, Sean, is really amazing. Guys, you guys are going to love this. And I know some of you have been experimenting with it a little bit. I know Tom has been successful with messing around with some of the emails. So yeah, go ahead. This is great, Sean.
Yes. So our campaigns are going to be digital emails that go out on a basically on a scheduled basis, depending on what type of campaign you choose. With campaigns, you set them all up at once. You can maybe dedicate a day or so to set up a campaign, and then you're good for however long the campaign runs. So if it's like a yearly campaign, like maybe a holiday 2017 or a seasons 2017 campaign, you just click on one of the campaigns to set it up. You'll see that all the different basically emails that are going to go out to your list of contacts, and you can kind of view the preview, see how they look, that sort of thing. And then you can select the campaign, and it'll probably take a minute or two here to select. TikTok.
It's okay. It's doing a lot of stuff.
There are a lot of events in here. So when you select it, there's a few things that you can do. You can kind of view each event, and you can manually like if you want to customize each event, you have the ability to customize each event. Or if you're happy with how the event looks by default, you can leave it as is. You'll only be able to customize events that are left. So I can't customize Martin Luther King Jr. Day because it's already passed, but for 4th of July I can. There's this edit project button here near the bottom, so you just scroll down to 4th of July, click on it, and click on the edit project, and then you can kind of put your own personal touch on the event. If you want to edit any of the verbiage or anything like that, you can. So there's that feature. And then with campaigns, you basically upload a list of contacts.
Yes, that was my next question. Thank you, John.
So there's 2 ways to do it. That usually most people go to the contact section here, and I'll cover that in a second. But you can upload contacts, and you can basically have the events in the campaign scheduled to go out to your contacts automatically. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to log in once a month or anything like that. Once you've set it up, you're good for however long the campaign runs. So it's pretty nice that way.
Yeah, Courtney and I are over here doing a happy dance in the background because this is so incredible, and this is going to make everybody's lives so nice.
It is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I would agree. And then also, you'll also see that there's a history here. Once you've kind of had some events go out to your contacts, you'll see the history for the events, and you can see which contacts are opening the emails, which contacts maybe have unsubscribed, which contacts the emails might be soft bouncing or hard bouncing from, that sort of thing. So you'll see a lot of data in this history tab here. If you kind of want to check in and see which contacts are actually using or viewing the campaigns and which aren't. So you can kind of adjust your contact list that way too. I think that kind of gives a brief overview of the campaigns. Let's now cover contacts, which is kind of where you'd probably want to go first before setting up a campaign.
Right.
If you click on the contacts tab up here, you're going to see a whole bunch of buttons in the upper left here.
Okay.
The main one that most people that are new to using our platform would be concerned about is the import contacts button.
Sure, great.
This button is going to let you import your contacts from a specific place. So like if you have them all stored on an Excel document or a CSV file, you can upload that list directly into our system. You don't need to add the contacts manually. That would be a pain. Yeah. You can also import them from Outlook or your Gmail account too. So that's pretty nice. When you click on the import contacts button, it's going to ask you to enter a group name here. This is pretty helpful if you plan to upload like different lists of contacts and categorize them differently. Maybe
Sure.
You have potential buyers, and then you have sellers, and then so on and so forth. Maybe you have a whole bunch of different categories of contacts. So
Sure.
when you upload a list, you can kind of categorize it. You can maybe put potential buyers here. And then do next. And then you would upload, I probably already have a group name. So let's do potential buyers one. Yeah. So when you do that, then you would kind of upload either, the Excel file, or you'd import the contacts from Gmail or Outlook. And then you would obviously only want to upload the list that includes the potential buyers. And then you could go through the process again, click on import contacts, make a group for, sellers or, other real estate brokers / agents,
Sure.
And then upload that list. And then that way the groups are already categorized. You don't have to, manually sort each contact in our system to go with a group, because they've just already been uploaded as a group, depending on the file. So you can click on Excel or CSV file, and then it's going to, open up your documents, and then you can kind of pick whatever document you want to upload that contains the contacts. Let me see if I have.
Easy enough. And then one question that we've got from Christine. Christine asks if the email bounces, does the system automatically delete the contact? I wouldn't think so, but
it does not.
Okay.
So there's different types of bounces, and that's why.
Right.
So soft bounce is going to be, that kind of means there's a temporary error, and if we get a soft bounce, we will attempt to redeliver the email every 4 hours for like the next 3 days, because again, soft bounce is temporary. It's not a permanent error, so we're going to try and redeliver that email. A hard bounce, we don't delete the contact, but that is a more permanent thing. That's more like this email address doesn't exist, that sort of thing.
Got it.
So let me see if I have any.
And then Keith has another question. He says, can I use the campaign section to send out a single email blast to a list of contacts? So can he make through this system, can he make a custom email?
You could do it through campaigns, but it would be easier to do it with that one-off design, and I'll show that off in a second.
Oh, great.
Let's go through uploading a list of contacts. So I have this open, and I have a sample contacts file here. When you click on that file, it's going to kind of ask you to map all the information. So the people in this row are these people with first names. You want to make sure that right, first name Sean, John, Edward.
Got it.
Last name Ross Meadows, Perry Armstrong. Are these phone numbers? Yes, they're phone numbers. Great. So like if this was maybe switched to last name and it was showing like this, you would want to click on this drop down menu and make sure it changes to the correct mapping, basically.
Perfect. Yeah. So guys, this is pretty standard stuff. With doing the mapping, and obviously you want your spreadsheet to be set up a certain way.
And that's going to ask you if the first row in your spreadsheet is a contact or not. This is not a contact. I don't have somebody with the first name. So I'm going to select no there. And then that's basically it. It's going to tell you, 8 new contacts are going to be created. If there's somebody with an email address that already exists in our system that you're trying to upload, then it's, instead of creating a new contact, it's just going to update that contact. So,
good.
not going to create duplicates there. So next, and then it just says a new contacts are added to the group, potential buyers. So that's kind of how you can check. And then if you want to double check, you can go to group, potential buyer 1. There's 8 people here. You can click on the manage contacts button here and see the people that are just recently added will have this little clock next to them. So that's how you can kind of tell who was recently added there.
Got it.
And then the other button that I kind of wanted to cover here was the the create new contact button. And this is if you just want to add like a one-off contact. So you can just enter their first name, their last name, their email address. If you don't have like a list to upload from, you can just, manually generate a contact that way. So
great.
Okay, so let's cover kind of sending out an email to contacts. So yeah, you could do campaigns, but what I recommend is actually going into our designs and looking for like an e-postcard design or an e-newsletter design. They're very similar to the kind of the campaign events. You can click on e-newsletter and see, all the different types of designs we have here, or the e-postcards, and see all the different types of, e-postcards we have here. Let's kind of select one as a sample here. And the e-postcards are actually automatically created as part of that marketing kit with automation. So right. I'm actually going to go to my projects and kind of show that off. So here you'll see the e-postcard. And you can edit it and, adjust, whatever you might want to adjust. You can adjust the photo on it or any of the text in it. That sort of thing. And you can also click on the left-hand side to kind of see a bigger layout of how it's going to look. But yeah, so once you have the e-postcard all set up, you click on it, and then there's some distribution buttons near the bottom here. One of them is email to contacts here. So you can click on that button, and then you'll have the option to either send it to yourself, like if you, and this is going to just send an email to the email address that's on your account.
Okay.
So you do self-send. You're not going to have to enter an email address anywhere. It's just going to automatically send you the email based on whatever email's on your account. Or you can do the premium email option. If you click on the premium email option, you can click on this contacts button up here in the upper right, and then just select whatever group you want to send out the email to. Or you can, select maybe you want the email to go out to a few contacts. Since I haven't associated any email addresses with these contacts, I can't click on this button here. But ideally, you just check the box next to their name. If they have an email address, you'll be able to do that. And then you can send it out.
Okay, perfect. Keith and Anda, does that answer that question? And I know the chat's a little bit, it has a lag, so just let us know. And then Bill Morganer asks, will the pages being generated be indexed on his website? No, this is standalone. But what we could do is we can incorporate some of these into the website. We could basically download the PDF and we can upload it. And so, yeah, we can do that easily.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that's kind of how you go about sending off a one-off email. I think it's a lot easier to kind of just make a design instead of creating a whole campaign for one email. So,
okay, here's another great question from Keith and Anda. He says when he gets a new income property listing, he'll send out an email blast to around 50,000 Orange County and LA realtors. What is the Will your system handle that many emails, and can we upload that many emails contacts into our contact database?
I don't believe so. I think the way that we have things set up is we don't want our email servers to be blacklisted for spam. So right. So we kind of advise people to only send out emails to people that have consented, that sort of thing. I believe that the plan that we currently have set up with you guys is that there is you guys get 2,500 emails per month for free, and then after that it starts costing a penny per email. Got it. So 2,500 emails every month. That's free to send out. After you exceed the 2,500 limit, it starts costing money, and that charge is only there to deter spam. We don't want our email service to be blacklisted for spam and ruin it for everyone that might be using our program to actually send out emails. Got it. So Keith, so you would continue using your current system for that particular
email blast or communication. And then, of course, you would use this system for the more of the intimate communications with the clients, your closer clients and prospects.
Correct. And let's say you like the designs in our system. What you could do is, like for the example, the e-postcard, you can click on the Publish to Web button. And there is an option to embed this right here. If you click on Advanced Options, HTML to embed into your web page. So if the email system you use has an embed option and you really like the way our design looks, you can just copy and paste this into the embed option of the email system you use, and then you can send out our project through that email system that way.
That would be great, Keith. I think that'll be perfect for you.
So, yeah. Cool. I think the last thing we wanted to cover was the account profile. So this is probably one of the most important things for new people getting set up is the account profile. And so we do pull a lot of information from the MLS, but there is some information that we instead pull from your Imprev profile account. So if you click on your name, once you have an account set up, if you click on your name in the upper right-hand corner, it's going to pull out this little drop-down menu. And if you click on profile, you'll have the option to like edit your first name, last name. Maybe you go by a nickname. You'll have the option to edit your title here. And I believe you guys are in California, correct? Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So one important thing I think for all California realtors, you guys have to include your BRE number on all of your marketing pieces. So if you don't want to manually add that to each piece, you can add that into your title field. So you can do like real estate agent, and then you can do BRE, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever. And then that will automatically import basically this info into your marketing pieces. So you don't have to, manually add the BRE number to all of your pieces. So all of this information is going to show up on the automation portion of your pieces. So your first name, your last name, if you want a nickname, you can add it here, and that's going to show up on the pieces that are automatically created. If you want to edit your phone number, you can do that. If you want to edit your URL or your email address, you can do that here too. So the other thing, photos. Here is also the area where you can add your agent photo. This is one thing we will not pull from the MLS. I don't believe we have the ability to receive agent photos. So if you get an email from us that talks about congratulations on your new account, here's how to log in, that sort of thing, you'll want to log into your account and add your agent photo. That will ensure that the agent photo shows up on the marketing pieces that we automatically create.
Perfect. And is there a specified size for that agent photo?
Yeah, portrait oriented. I believe it's 250 by 150 pixels, that sort of thing. Okay. Or any I guess any ratio of that size. So 500 to 300, 1,000 to 600, whatever. As long as it's this portrait layout, right? Okay.
And will it distort it if it's not? Or will it just say, no, you got to try again?
So it will work, but depending on the design, it's different for every design. It will either include, so you can use like a landscape photo. And some designs will show that landscape photo, and others will just automatically crop it out. So it may automatically, So here's a good example. So here's
got it.
And so this is what I've selected to use. Mm-hmm. And you can do use original, and then it's going to show up like this on your account. This is actually a pretty good example. So now you'll see that the photo looks like this on my account.
Right. So it's not awful, guys, but you definitely want to use it. You want to crop it, and you want to make it look fit the space. So it'll make your marketing materials look a lot better.
Correct. An ideally portrait-oriented photo works the best with our system. So that's kind of how that works. If you guys want to do like a team account, you can also set that up. It's a bit tricky, but what you would do in terms of a team account is first name, you'd probably do like Sean Smith. The middle initial could be, the and symbol, and then, the last one could be Kevin, and then I forget how to spell your last name.
No one knows that.
But it could be set up like that, and then phone 1 could be one person's phone 2 could be another person's phone. You could do
interesting.
Okay. numbers, and then you could add a dual agent photo here. Again, you'd want to use a portrait oriented photo, which I know isn't ideal for a 2-agent photo. but it will work the best in terms of our system isn't automatically going to crop out a portrait-oriented photo, whereas it will with a landscape or portrait.
The two agents just have to get close together, pretend like they like each other, right?
Right. Pretty much. There's some other sections here. When you click on your name, there's business info. In here, you can update the address of your company. This is important, especially for you guys, because we are making business cards for your company. So agents are going to have access to basically create business cards through our system. And the company address that's going to show up on those business cards is going to be pulled from this section. So you want to make sure, the correct information is showing up here so that the correct information shows up on your business cards if you want to do that through our system.
Right. So that's really important, guys. Some of you are associated with some of the regional offices. So some of you will want to use the regional office as the address there. Others, you may want to use your home address if you're not near one of the regional offices. I know the realtors up in Vacaville are a little bit far away from the Alameda office, and so they don't want to, list that that's their, their offices in Alameda when they're servicing Vacaville. So just pay attention to that and make sure to put the appropriate city and state, address there.
Right, and then there's the logo here. that you can kind of adjust around. And then postal indicia, not many people use this, but there's an option to automatically add, postage stamps to your materials, and you can just upload, the indicia directly from your computer if you have that. So.
And then one other question that Courtney and I had is, I believe you guys have offered the opportunity for us to have our printed materials printed through you guys. Is that correct?
Through some of our print partners, yes.
Oh, okay. So you have print partners.
Through that. So if you go to a flyer or a postcard in our system, you'll see here in the bottom right-hand corner where it says print options, it says DPM, Express Copy, Quantum. So Perfect. You can click on any one of these printers to get the flyer printed out through them. I'll kind of go through the process of what that looks like. So you click on this, it'll say, please preview your project, make sure it looks correct. We don't want you to print it out and then you to realize that, a photo or there's a misspelling on the flyer, that sort of thing. So
sure.
Click OK. And then one of two things will happen. Either nothing will appear to happen, or it will redirect you to the web, or it'll redirect you to the printer. In this case, nothing appeared to happen. That's because all web browsers have a pop-up blocker. If you can see in the upper right here, it says pop-ups are blocked on this page. So you just click on that, click always allow pop-ups from our site. And then you can click on the button again, and it should redirect you this time. And then you can fulfill the order out directly with the printing company. So
perfect. And again, Sean's using Chrome. Some of you use different web browsers, and so the way that pop-ups are dealt with and downloads are slightly different. So if you're having trouble, just contact us. We'll guide you through it. Exactly. But that's great. So the agents have the opportunity to take that to the local printer, email it to the local printer, or just have one of these three guys print it for you. And in your experience, what is the quality from these different print companies? Are they pretty good?
Yeah, they're all pretty good. We seem to get the most feedback, good feedback about DPM. They seem to use the highest quality ink, that sort of thing, paper. So a lot of people like to use DPM as their printer. Okay. I think that they're all similarly priced. I want to say that they're almost all exactly the same price in terms of what it costs to print out. DPM might be a tiny bit more. But yeah. It seems like we get the most feedback about DPM, and then everyone seems to be happy when they print through DPM. So
good to know.
And then, yeah, as Kevin said, on the other hand, you also have the ability just to download the PDF and get it printed out locally, or print it out at your office or house, or wherever you're at the time. So there's a lot of options in terms of how you go about printing the marketing materials. So yeah, I think we probably want to keep it as short as possible.
Absolutely.
There's many other things that we can go into, which I'm sure we will at a later date. It seems like we're already running a little bit over time. So I think maybe we should open it up to any more Q&A and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody else has any questions, let us know. Also, just know that the chat and the text feature is open on the replay as well. So if you're watching the replay and you've got questions, go ahead and type it into the chat. I'll still get the email and be able to respond to you. So if there are no other questions, we're going to wrap this session up, And I believe we'll probably have another session on Wednesday looking into some aspect of Imprev. This is a big, big move for us, and so we want to make sure everybody is utilizing the system, that everybody's comfortable with the system, and most importantly, that it's working for you. So first steps is to make sure that you log in, make sure you have an account, make sure you fill out your profile completely, and then the very next step is to get your contacts into the contact area. Would you say that that's a good synopsis, Sean?
I would agree with that, yes. Especially if you're planning on setting up campaigns or anything, yeah, you'll want to get the contacts in immediately.
Okay, perfect. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on the training. Sean, I really appreciate you walking us through the system, and we're really looking forward to utilizing it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. The final note that I want to say is, if anyone has any questions for me, before Wednesday or, basically whenever, feel free to contact me. Here's my phone number right here, 800-809-3356. And then you'll just want to dial option number 1 for support, and that's how you will get to me specifically. So, again, that's my phone number. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sean. And you guys get out there and make it a great day. We'll see you all in the next training.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye.